You have reached the Geek Elite. Good luck.
Are you ready to take that journey? Because we're going into mystery, and this is quite the mystery, because in 1994, a movie was never released called The Fantastic Four, and there is quite the history behind this film. To talk about it, we have Ian.
Hi.
And Garrett.
Hello.
Welcome back, Garrett.
Thank you.
So, we'll get into talking about 1994's Fantastic Four after we talk a little bit about some MCU casting news and a new trailer. Wah, wah, wah.
What?
And then we'll talk a little bit about Falcon the Winter Soldier episode 5 because wow, what an episode!
What an episode!
And then we'll get into the Fantastic Four 1994. Mm-hmm. First off, we have two new castings for Disney Plus's Marvel's Secret Invasion. We have Olivia Colman and Amelia Clark. Now, I don't know how familiar the two of you are with the Secret Invasion storyline.
Not very.
Considering that every time we bring it up, I get it confused with Secret War.
Same.
That should tell you just about how versed I am.
Honestly, I don't know who either one could be playing, or I don't know who either one are playing or portraying. I think both could equally play what's considered the Skrull Queen in that story. I believe it's Queen Veranke, something like that. Veranke. Venerica?
Venderake.
Yeah.
The V and the K are silent.
Also, I also think Amelia Clark could be Jessica Drew Spider-Woman, which had a big role in that movie or in that comic book storyline.
That could be cool.
Which would mean, I would assume that means that she would be in the MCU for a while, because that's not like a character you'd want to just have one-off. To me, and when I was originally thinking Amelia Clark could be playing Jessica Drew, I was like, oh, well, Disney doesn't outright own Spider-Man at the moment, so they need a Spider-Man-like character, and they also need a spy character, since Black Widow is dead. I know we're still getting a Black Widow movie, but, that kind of spycraft character, you would use Jessica Drew. So I could see her being that and being something that would catch on for more. However, apparently Sony and Disney, as of today, struck some kind of deal where the Spider-Man movies and all the Spider-Man adjacent movies are going to end up on Disney Plus. Even though Sony recently cracked a deal with Netflix saying that all of our movies after they are been in theaters and been on premium VOD will be on Netflix. So Sony's doing some weird steps around here. They're making sure all their stuff is diversified. You can go to a bunch of different streamers.
You know what? If I can start watching like Homecoming on Netflix and then go upstairs and turn on Disney Plus and finish watching Homecoming, I'm not going to be mad.
That would be pretty awesome. I think it's more likely that you're going to be able to watch Homecoming downstairs on Disney Plus and Spider-Verse upstairs on Disney Plus.
Okay with that.
But now, hypothetically, let's say that I would want to watch Venom again.
I don't know why.
Because we're going to have to at some point, Mitch.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, maybe I need to look at the spreadsheet. We'll talk.
I think we have something for Venom.
Okay. I like that this is just kind of devolved into who wants to come back? Who wants to keep talking? Let's say like for some reason I wanted to watch Venom again.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'd watch like Spider-Verse downstairs and Venom upstairs so I can hide my shame.
That's right. That's right. That's the way you would do that. However, what do you think of these castings? Who do you think Olivia Colman could possibly be playing?
I have no idea. And to clarify, not Madam Web.
Not Madam Web. Okay.
Like I'm making sure like we're not talking about Madam Web. It's Spider-Woman, right?
Right. That's who I.
Okay.
Emilia Clarke would be playing Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, not Madam Web. Which
okay.
Supposedly they already have a Madam Web movie in the works over at Sony. So don't know, because technically Jessica Drew isn't part of the Spider-Man universe of Marvel stuff. She is just a straight up Marvel character. Yeah, it's weird. It's all very weird. However, Olivia Colman, most recently, everybody knows her for playing the Queen in The Crown and also in The Favorite. But I will always remember her as the one female police officer in Hot Fuzz. That is
that is her, isn't it?
Yeah.
The like incredibly like crass one.
Yeah.
Because she feels like she has to be.
Uh-huh.
Ah, man. I hope she's well. Like not the actress, but that character specifically. I hope she's doing okay.
Me too. But any other guesses on casting characters? Secret Invasion?
Don't know enough about Secret Invasion to have any guesses.
Okay.
I think they're gonna be invading secretly, Mitch. The both of them. They're both going to be like, we're totally here, but don't tell anybody.
I mean, I honestly assume that they're making these announcements of casting right now because Secret Invasion is going to be coming out soon enough with all these TV series possibly having scrolls in them. Like one of the big ones is that Sharon Carter in Falcon and the Winter Soldier is a scroll. So it's a possibility.
Is Secret Invasion supposed to be its own movie, or is it going to be a episodic thing?
Episodic.
Okay.
Yep.
So I didn't remember it in the lineup for movies, and I was like, ooh, that'd be like a good climactic point for this next whatever story arc, but well, never mind.
Nope. It's going to be a TV series. That, Armor Wars, Moon Knight, She-Hulk, and one more. I think I always forget it.
I'm so excited for Moon Knight. My hopes and dreams are gonna be destroyed in episode 1. It's not gonna be what I hope it is.
I mean, he might come right out of the bat and be like, "Dracula, you bitch, get out here."
Where's my money, you fucking nerd? What's up, Spider-Man? You got any ketamine?
Yeah. I mean, have you been watching those like training montage videos that Oscar Isaac's been putting out?
Yeah, they're wild.
Yeah. Like it's all knife play too, which is kind of weird.
And I'm super down because that's one of the reasons that I liked Winter Soldier so much as a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Is the like the one fight scene between Bucky and Cap that's just fighting over the knife.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful fight scene. So if you've got a bunch of choreography in that show that's just fighting over a knife, I'm down.
I'm all for that too. Speaking of the movies, there is a trailer that came out for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I assume you watched it.
It looks like it's gonna be a good time.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
You haven't watched it yet? Oh,
I didn't know it came out.
Yeah, it came out on Monday or Tuesday. One of the two.
Well, I see you every day, and you said nothing.
Oh wow!
I mean,
That hurts.
it's also true that you do see me every day. However,
Mitch,
you
what
also,
do you have to say for yourself?
You also look at our social media every day. It was on our social media.
Ooh, Garrett, that's a good point. Do you not follow Geek Elite on all social media platforms that can be followed upon? Because if not, you should. I'm looking at you and everybody at home, Garrett.
But sometimes scroll.
Touche. Mitch, counterpoint.
Counterpoint, he sucks.
Ah,
I do.
Good luck going back from that one, Gary. He's kind of got you there.
I got no comeback.
So yeah, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I'm excited about it. Simu Liu is a great actor, I think, and I think he's going to pull off the Marvel formula of action and comedy at the same time. The idea of the story of he's the son of the Mandarin, trained to kill, trained to fight in all the martial arts. His dad's like, hey, you know what? You don't want to be me? I'm going to give you 10 years. Go live a life that you want to live. 10 years from now, I'm going to come back and retrieve you, and you're going to have to resume the life that is planned out for you. And cut to 10 years later, and that's where we're at. And shenanigans happen.
I feel like it's unfair to say, but I'm going to say it. Just from the trailer, it feels like they executed better on what they wanted Iron Fist to look like.
I'm almost positive about that. The one thing I did not care for in the trailer is a couple shots of the fight scene in the bus. There's this shot where he does the split kick, and it just looks too CGI. Like, I know he did the kicks himself, but I think they added in some CG to, take away stuff or do something, and it just did not look right to me. I'm sure, once it gets a little bit more time in the VFX, it's going to look better, but it didn't look right.
I read a thing. This wasn't pertaining to Marvel movies in particular. It's actually talking about the Amazon Lord of the Rings show, but it pertains to this. I promise I'll bring it around. A guy was talking about all right, so things we don't want to see. We want to see more practical effects. Don't rely on CGI so heavy. And he went on to say some other things that I do not agree with, and I think that he might be a little bit of a butthole about it. But I'm kind of there for the what are practical effects just not cost effective anymore? Is it just actually cheaper to do CGI stuff, or is it that you don't want to have to reset a bunch of times? You want to get your 2 or 3 shots?
I think it's a little bit of both of those. It is a little bit cheaper because you can spread it out amongst a bunch of graphic artists to throw in the CGI, as opposed to a handful of practical effects masters that will have to be on set and fixing things or making things. And also, what was not cost effective, but what was the other thing that you threw out there?
Oh, just for not having to
reset.
Yeah, not having to reset. Yeah. You could just be do it a couple times. Cool, we got it. Move on.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's a little bit of column A, column B. However, I also have never had a job in movies, so I don't know.
So, Twitter specifically, because I feel like that's where people tend to chat the most. If you've had a job in that industry, why is that?
Why is that indeed? Why did we go from Iron Man 2, where you have him in a practical suit, to, Avengers Infinity War, where it's all nanobots and, having to the suit comes from nowhere, essentially from his chest piece.
Well, that's because Tony Stark is reactionary, and a practical suit is no longer practical.
In continuity, I mean, you ding the practical suit. You got to make a new one, but CG is just Photoshop over that.
True.
Buff it out. Also, Malfoy just popped in the chat. Hello, Malfoy, and he says insurance probably.
Ooh, not a bad reason. Insurance, because you got to insure all that stuff. Whereas a CGI suit, what are those called? Motion capture suit. Probably doesn't need to be too insured.
Right. Probably. But let him do the kick.
Put him on some wires. Let him do the kick.
I mean, Jackie Chan did all his stunts, and all he has is minor nerve damage in his hands from some hot coals that one time. You can't prove he has any other significant damage.
I mean, he's also talked about the hole that's on the side of his skull.
Yeah, he's pretty messed up.
Yeah, he stopped doing his own stunts a while ago.
which is good.
Yes, very.
Yeah.
Did you
Maybe
watch
lose
The
that.
Foreigner? That's a different podcast.
Hi,
Yes.
I'd like to welcome you into the derailed journey into mystery podcast. We were going to talk about this, but we decided to talk about The Foreigner.
Okay, so Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5, Truth. I mean, there's a lot dropped in this one. If you haven't watched it yet, you should probably scrub ahead. But if you have, there's going to be spoilers. So,
You've been warned.
yeah, you've been warned. Sharon Carter, is she the power broker? She's definitely working with the Flag Smashers. She's talking to Batroc on that phone, and then Batroc shows up with weapons.
I don't know, man. I want her to be the power broker, but I don't think it's her.
Okay,
I think it's too easy.
it seems a little too easy.
Because you still have, like you said, there's still 2 more names that aren't on the credit scroll yet.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't seen Arnim Zola pop up yet. I'm
True.
still thinking.
You think Armin Zola's going to show up? Okay. I mean, we haven't seen him since Winter Soldier.
There's been a few scenes with some monochrome green monitors, and that's his forte.
Good call. Good call.
And he can hit anybody's cell phone and be unknown anywhere.
True.
I mean, if you know everything, then like you're the most terrifying thing on the planet. So I can get behind that. I'll get behind it.
I mean, and he's still limited to the digital world. So if you don't have a cell phone on you, I mean, and it doesn't seem like Carly's carrying anything with her at all times, so she can kind of be anonymous most of the time. Wow.
John Walker has his first beat down by Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then has to go up on the, I don't know, tribunal. What would you call that? Review board.
The court-martial process
where they strip him of his honorable discharge, and he just gets a less than honorable discharge is what do they call it?
Other than honorable.
Honorable.
So it's just like you're not getting arrested, but we don't approve of you, so you don't get any of the stuff that you've worked so hard for.
Yeah.
But he still has his 3 medals of honor that he then pounds into a new shield for himself. As we see that he's probably going to become the U.S. agent.
I was just gonna ask, do you think we're gonna get U.S. agent?
I mean, he's going to call himself Captain America still, because I think in his mind he's still Captain America. But like the rest of us know, he's the U.S. agent.
Yeah.
Do you think we're gonna get actual like Flag Smasher, like mace and everything?
Ooh, good call. I don't know. Maybe I could see Carly picking up a mace, swinging it around.
Even if it's just like a heavy pipe, like that, I'd be good with that. You know what I mean? Like something to get the point across. Like she's out here in all black, just like with like a big like fuck off pipe.
Just ready to brain the Winter Soldier somebody.
Oh, it's gonna be John Walker. He's gonna be the one to get it, and that's not me wishing any harm upon the character or Wyatt Russell, because that man has proven that he deserves the roles he's getting. He's been doing fantastic. Yeah. But it would just make sense that he goes after her and she's like, well, you're not gonna stop.
You know what's funny is what you're saying is like, because up until now, Wyatt Russell, other than the movie Overlord, is always like the stoner layabout guy, like in the movies. Now he's literally enemy number 1 to everybody.
I think we've touched on it a couple of times, like going over the recaps here. I didn't understand it when it happened to the guy that played Joffrey. I didn't understand it when it happened to like the lady that excuse me, weird burp. The lady that played Professor Umbridge.
Yep.
Like it doesn't make sense to me when people are like, "You did a really good job. You did so good that I hated that character, and now I hate you." Like, listen here, you pea-sized smooth brain. Like, you know, like what's going on? But he plays the best character you love to hate this year.
Yep. That's absolutely true. Sam is definitely training to be the new Captain America after his conversation. Even though his conversation with Isaiah was more like, "Hey, don't do this. Like, it's not the place. No one's going to be able to accept a black man as Captain America." But it seems like he's after his conversation with Bucky, who's like, "Don't let anybody else tell you who you are." He's gonna take up the arms or take up the shield.
I'm so excited about that. And I'm so ready for these vibranium wings.
Are they wings though?
They have to be. Like,
So-
you're not going to take away Sam's wings and give him the shield. I mean, like, ¿por qué no los dos? Like, why can't he fly around with the shield?
I mean, that's the way it is in the comic book, but why leave it on the cliffhanger of not showing the suit when everybody...
That's the thing. So the box is black and silver. I didn't see any other colors on that box except for black and silver. So I was going... When I looked at that, I was like, Wakanda is wanting him to represent the new Black Panther.
Oh, that'd be interesting. He could be the new Black Panther. I mean, would they give him the heart-shaped herb though?
I don't know if they give him the heart-shaped herb, or give him the mantle of king, but at least give him the suit. Let him be the Black Panther, and there doesn't have to be just one Black Panther.
That's true.
And, like, I'd be down. I would accept it if they told me that, because that is cool. I'm hesitant because he has no tie to Wakanda.
True.
Yeah.
Like, if anybody was going to get the suit, and I'd hate to see it go that way, of the two, it would be Bucky. And there's no way you're putting him in that suit because, like,
No,
everyone would be mad. I would be mad. That's not who goes in the suit.
Well, I see Bucky getting the White Wolf suit, being the protector of Wakanda.
Which would be a choice.
Yeah, I mean, but we're gonna need a new Black Panther. I would like to see his sister because she's freaking awesome. She's my favorite character in the Black Panther movie.
Right. Because
pretty
she's
great.
rad.
And also has a precedent in the comic books as being the Black Panther.
Yeah.
The other one that I'd be okay with becoming the next Black Panther is, and as soon as I start the sentence, I forget names because that's what I do on this show.
It happens.
What's her face? Okoye?
Okoye? Yeah.
Yeah. She'd be a kick-ass Black Panther also, except I think she's too into her role of, like, I am the general, I protect the royalty, this is my job.
Yeah.
I don't think she'd be down to, like, go out and be the Black Panther.
I almost feel like she would think that becoming the Black Panther would be a step down from being the leader of the Dora Milaje. Like, no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
You go have your fun. I'll be here.
What if
protecting the Queen Mother and being a badass?
What if the scientists in Wakanda, or maybe even Shuri, you know, she has a humorous streak in her. She likes to play practical jokes. What if she heard about Sam's nickname in Madripoor and she made him the smiling tiger?
Smiling tiger? Oh.
If there's just like a smiling tiger carved into something somewhere, it's just like, never forget that you had to do that one time.
And it looks it's the same colors of that three-piece suit that he had to wear.
Oh god.
Yeah, so yeah, there was a lot going on in this episode. Anything in particular that you wanted to bring up? Like I like the this old boat segment. I like the flirting between Buck and Sarah. I liked I loved the exchange between Zemo and Bucky, and like Zemo was like, I've decided I'm not going to kill you, which to me seemed very much out of character. Like, if his idea is I need to kill all the super soldiers, Bucky is one. He still want to kill him.
I think with Zemo, because he even said earlier on, like, it's nothing personal. It was never personal. It's you're a means to an end. And this kind of like jailbreak world romp that they've been on has opened his eyes to the fact that like Bucky's really not an awful person. He's just kind of like misguided and really didn't want to be a super soldier to begin with.
No, he really didn't want to. Like,
So like that might have been like a redeeming factor there. Maybe I'm reading too far into it, because Zemo's whole thing has been like everybody has purpose and everybody has a reason, but everything's corrupting. So maybe if Buck is the one to go, look, I'm just a dude who didn't want to be here, he can be like, okay, I can respect that.
I was a dude fighting for my country and fell off a train. Like,
right. Look, I went to war and my best friend followed me, and suddenly he's 2 feet taller and like 200 pounds of muscle on me. I don't know what happened, when happened, or who happened.
All I got was his fake arm.
That I didn't know other people could pop off.
One of the stand-up points of the episode was the conversation that John Walker was having with Lamar Hoskins, with his family, and the sister wasn't having any of that. She saw right through everything that dude was saying and knew that he was full of garbage.
Yeah, she definitely did not have the same reaction to him as Lamar's parents were having.
Yeah, so I kind of hope she pops up somewhere as another main character.
She's the power broker.
Power broker. No, she's Mephisto.
Oh, yeah. This is proof. You brought up the flirting. Oh, no, go ahead. Yeah.
I'm sorry, real quick. Just Steven wanted me to let you know that the ship he was referring to was the boat. I don't know if you got that.
Dang it! No, he does not get to come onto another show and make that joke again.
Sorry, Ian.
No. I love that. No, I don't get the reference, but at any point we can poke fun at Mitch, go for it. If it makes Mitch make that face right there,
Totally worth it. Am I even on anymore?
This is my favorite face that Mitch makes. It's just like, shut up. don't make fun of me. No, I like that you brought up the flirting between Buck and Sarah, because it makes me happy to see Bucky being a person. He's old as hell, but he's finally at a spot with himself where he can like be Bucky again and like flirt with a girl because she's pretty and just be like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah, he didn't have, all the baggage that came along with his date the last time that we saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was it that was said? It was something like you've been trying to make you were trying to make amends to make yourself feel better.
Well, yeah, he said you weren't making amends, you were avenging, and that's not what was supposed to be happening here. You need to find a name on that list that you can actually go and apologize to instead of go and set what you think is right. Mm-hmm. Which we all know he's referring to. I believe his name is Ito or something like that.
Yeah, the old guy from the first episode. This was a good episode. I don't want this season to be over. I don't know if it's a one-off thing.
They have not yet said there's going to be a second season. They've essentially said a lot of these shows are going to be only one season. However, I guess Disney is putting this show up for consideration for an Emmy, and as its Emmy status, they are categorizing it as a drama series instead of a limited series.
Okay,
so there's that.
Because I like their chemistry. Like the characters together are fun. I think there's a bunch of really good story angles that you could take between the both of them. And who doesn't want to see, like, for lack of a better term, who doesn't want to see Captain Falcon?
Ooh.
I think we all want that. And I think we're definitely going to get that in this last episode. So,
and you could make Buck pick up Battlestar as a name.
No,
I don't think he wants that.
Oh no, but fingers crossed Sam calls him that at least once.
I mean, I hope if we get to see Patriot, is going to be a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And you know,
I'm kind of with Ian. I want to hear him call him Battlestar and just give him that side eye. I'm gonna punch you in the back of the head.
And just for Steven, since he's listening, I hope we get the Thunderbolts.
So,
yes, Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah,
Thunderbolt Ross.
Yep,
Thunderbolt Ross.
Thunderbolt Ross. That's right.
Did you screw up the name of the team at one point? Is that why they're teasing you?
No, he just likes to say that no matter what we're talking about when it comes to Marvel, I always bring up Thunderbolts showing up.
I mean, I think
that we're supposed to count how many times you've said Thunderbolt Ross since you started Geek Elite.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's gonna be. I don't think you can count that. I don't think there's numbers high enough for that.
I don't believe there are.
Yeah.
Definitely more than the fingers and toes I have.
Because when we started Journey into Mystery, our big prediction was that it was either going to end up with like Dark Avengers or Thunderbolts.
And honestly, after this episode, with the introduction of Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, we might get both. We might get one team of Dark Avengers and one team of Thunderbolts.
And we're probably going to get the Young Avengers out of it.
All the Avengers, all the teams.
Because
so would the next season be U.S. Agent, the first Dark Avenger?
Ooh, I like that. That's a good title.
That'd be cool because he's just out here like murking people, being like, America, bah, 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 bah. And everybody's like, don't do that. And he's like, I'm John Walker. I made my shield. Look at my medal. My best friend got punched by a super soldier, so I became one. I am the Dark Avengers.
Let's move on to the Fantastic Four. 1994's Fantastic Four by Roger Corman. That's right. So, one of the most interesting facts about this movie, it was never intended to be released. It was literally made so that Roger Corman could keep the rights to the movie, to the Fantastic Four, the film rights to the Fantastic Four. If he would not have made this movie, he would have had to give the rights back to Marvel at the time.
Was it Roger Corman that had the rights, or was it Avi Arad?
Avi Arad?
Yeah. I thought somebody else had the rights and they hired him to make the movie so that they could keep the rights just so they have the movie done at a certain time. And Roger Corman was really good at making movies on a strict budget really fast.
Maybe that could be it. So maybe Roger Corman just produced it while Avi Arad had the rights, because Ole Sassoon was the director.
Yeah. Who had no idea that it was supposed to be made and never released.
Of course not. So,
I feel like you don't tell your director that.
No,
he did not know.
I don't think when you're trying to get a director, you're like, all right, so here's the pitch. We're making a movie, but no one's going to see it.
So this is... Oh, go ahead, Garrett.
I was saying, if you have that and you know that that's what you're doing, you don't tell anybody.
No.
You keep that card. You keep that ace of spade right there, right in your chest, and nobody ever sees it.
Right.
This was... So this is a movie in the technical sense. It was never released. I don't know how much the budget was, but obviously a lot.
$1 million.
I know. Was it $1 million?
Yeah.
A lot of that $1 million went right into the Thing's costume. This is 5 years after the making of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And
5 years after Batman.
Wasn't Ninja Turtles in '89 also?
Yeah.
Yeah. But like the face puppetry for the Thing reminds me a lot of the face puppetry for the Ninja Turtles. That's why I brought it up.
Right. And
Oh yeah.
I didn't know what to expect going into this movie, but I wasn't entirely upset with the look of the Thing.
Oh, yeah, he was the best part. The money was well spent.
The only problem I have with the look of the Thing,
He's really skinny.
I didn't feel like he was skinny. I just felt like the top of his head was a little too penis shaped. Maybe it's just me, but like that.
No, I see it.
Yeah, that brow.
Now I see it.
It's all I could see.
Ugh.
I didn't see it until just now, Mitch.
You're welcome.
Why you gotta do
I'm
that?
upset.
So, like, that was a little distracting, but however, I do like the practicality of the suit. I think it looked great, other than the penis shape. Like, I think it moved well, and, like, it made it so that it was very functional. Unlike the Fantastic Four movie that should not be talked about ever, the CGI thing in that, like, just looks horrible. You can't, it has no, like, weight to it.
Are we talking about the most recent Fantastic Four movie that actually
No,
didn't happen?
we don't talk about it.
That's
He
correct.
just said that.
The Fan
Okay.
Four Stick movie.
Fan Four Stick. I think we've talked about this before. Malfoy and I went to the theater to see that movie. And when you go to a movie with Malfoy, you do not talk.
Uh-huh.
You don't. He's there.
I remember
Can't
the
appreciate
Experience and everything. And when we got to the end, and he's like, "Yeah, it's fantastic." Wait, say that again. Malfoy audibly went, "Fuck off." And the lady behind us had a whole bunch of kids. She was like, and it's like, no, like, all right, sure, like, my bad, but like, did you hear that?
Did you hear that bullshit line?
And we were here for it. The both of us were like, all right, this movie, Act 1, solid. Act 2, okay. Act 3, what the hell? What did you get new writers? What happened? And we could talk about that more because we're gonna have to talk about that eventually.
We will be
But-
getting to that one. I almost feel like we should get Malfoy to come in and talk about that
Oh,
one. but
we should, because
I believe that Garrett's already signed up for it.
we'll have two guests that week.
Okay.
Well, it would be okay because I think we messed up. We should have had a fourth.
Oh,
For the
it is
Fantastic
the
Four.
Fantastic Four. You're right.
Hey, okay, we should get it. We
I
should
mean-
get a fourth for the Fantastic Four.
If somebody had an extra camera, you could just put it at a chair, and Ian could be the Human Torch. Mitch could be the Thing. I'll be stretchy guy because I'm good at Sudoku. So they just have an empty chair would be Sue.
Just have it move every once in a while.
Yeah.
How did you think they like it? It's like what 27 minutes into the movie before they get into the accident that causes their powers.
Yeah, exactly. I had that written down.
Was it 27 minutes? I thought I looked at it right then and be like
28.
I think this movie suffered from what a lot of these early Marvel movies suffer from, and that is weird pacing.
Yes.
Oh God, yeah.
The
Yeah.
things that should be important and talked about aren't, and the things that are not important and should not be talked about are talked about for 27 minutes.
With a lot of hand gestures
Oh yeah.
and weirdness. He really loved those gloves, Dr. Doom.
He did. Well, like he cannot make any expression with his face. The actor can't. Like they also told him that he was going to be dubbed over by his own, like he was going to go and do ADR later so that he could actually like be heard by the audience. They never did that. Like it's literally just him talking through the mask. And
But even before he became Dr. Doom, he was still weirdly acting with his hands.
this is true.
It was awkward. There was so many awkward interactions.
Yeah, and if we want to talk about weird hand acting, the jeweler and the jeweler's thugs.
Wait, you mean the sewer leprechaun?
Yeah.
That's not the Mole Man? I thought that was supposed to be the Mole Man.
It was
They,
supposed
they,
to
ref-
be the moment.
they refer to
Okay.
him as the jeweler several times
He
throughout
does
the
wear a
movie.
little jewel thing over
Yeah.
there. You're right.
They didn't own the rights to the Mole
They-
Man, so they had to call him the jeweler. They were going to call him the Mole Man, but they changed it to the jeweler because they did not have the rights.
So like the jeweler man, he's over here like being all like about it, and then there's several times where even his like goons are like, it's like, what are y'all doing? Like, are your hands okay? I don't understand it.
I can't hate on the costuming in this movie though. Like
It's really good.
We already talked about
No, yeah,
Thing.
for what they had.
Even Doom. Like I was like, that's like the best costume for Doom I've seen in one of these movies yet. I mean, yeah,
Ever.
it looks like a cosplay costume, but you know what? It's at least accurate.
It was very
Right.
accurate. The mask was fantastic.
Ooh.
Hey,
Sorry, I had to.
No, I
But no,
appreciate.
when I first saw the mask, I was like, that is so close to what is drawn. They did a really good job on that.
Mm-hmm.
And going to the characters in this movie themselves, I liked the casting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I liked the casting for the Fantastic Four themselves. I think that the only thing you could have done better for the jeweler / mole man would have been if you could have gotten Danny DeVito to do it. He's like, I am the mole man.
Sadly, that was that actor's last movie.
Aw.
Oh,
It never
really?
got released. Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I really liked the scene with like right after they get their powers and they're in the lab and they're trying to get the blood draw to see what's going on with everybody. And he's just sitting there talking to Ben Grimm, and he's just like, so how is this gonna work? How do we get your blood? I liked that because it's like nuts.
I mean, they
That's
kind
one
of
of those ones that. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say they kind of have a similar scene in Fantastic Four with Chris Evans, like, you know, where they're all in the hospital, like military hospital, and like, well, how do we do this? Like, what's gonna happen here, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And when I saw the scenes in this movie, I figured it was like, oh, they did a really good homage to what took place before they got the rights to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked the portrayal of the Human Torch that we got from this actor. Just I don't feel like it's that hard of a role to play,
Right.
but like it sounds like a fun role to play, where you're just like, all right, let's here we go. I guess I'm the Human Torch now.
So I just want to say, like, and Garrett and I talked about this the other day. Like, the actor who plays the Human Torch, Jay Underwood, is probably the most well-known actor out of the cast. For his
At time,
at the time he was in Uncle Buck. He was in those Not Quite Human movies for Disney. He was in The Boy Who Could Fly. Like, he had a lot of roles. He'd probably be the biggest star of the movie at the time. I know I've seen Michael Bailey Smith, who played the Thing in some stuff. Looking at his IMDb, it's just a lot of bit characters here and there, some TV shows, stuff like that. Alex Hyde White, who played Mr. Fantastic, also had some small roles, but in a lot of different movies. He was also young Henry Jones in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. And then Rebecca, I want to say Staub. Yeah. I know I've seen her in things. I just could never pinpoint something that I would have seen her in. But she also has a lot of credits to her name. So, interesting cast. Also, I totally forgot that Commandant Lassard is in the beginning of this movie. It's
George Gaines.
Yeah, it's the
As soon as I was like, okay, maybe this movie's got some kind of redeeming value, and he was in there for 2 minutes and then gone. It's like, oh no, come on, Lazard, stand at the podium.
Oh.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. But do we have to talk about the fact that maybe Reed is kind of grooming someone that he eventually, is in a relationship with, a young woman that he becomes in a relationship with?
I think we need to acknowledge it.
Okay.
But I don't think we need to go into a whole conversation about it, except acknowledge the fact that it's a little creepy and like, what the fuck, dude?
It's very creepy.
Yeah.
That's
Seeing the other movies and how those went down, as soon as I saw that, I was like, are they going to like somehow get into the laboratory and there's instant age? Because that's weird. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I was so glad they did it the way they did.
Yeah.
Well, like, I also did not. One of the things I didn't like about the movie is that they take away the reason why Johnny and Sue are a part of the team. Like, they literally just like, hey, we're going to space. Let's just invite our young friends who we used to live with to come with us. Instead of like in the later movies in the comic books, they Sue was a brilliant scientist herself, and Johnny was in the military and also has intelligence. He just is also a hothead or a layabout kind of thing.
He's like a test pilot or something like that.
Well,
and they call him
the test pilot.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
And Reed calls him a hothead, but they never showed that part. So it didn't make any sense. He just called him a hothead. It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made zero sense for them to be on that mission other than it's like, I have got a lot of money. I built a rocket ship. Let's go to space. I need some people to go with me.
Yeah. Yeah. It was almost like the equivalent of, I have a Winnebago. Let's drive up to Minnesota and see the snow. Like, what?
You like zero G? I like zero G. Let's go.
Let's go.
It's like they were all sitting around and like just, probably smoking a J and passing that around. It's like, you guys want to go to space? Oh, we should go to space.
Yeah, man.
If anybody ever builds a rocket, we all got to go to space.
I'm holding you to it, man. I'm holding you to it.
Right. And then one day it's just like, so I built a rocket. All right, everybody pack a bag. We're going to space.
Even
Ben says, hey, let's go get Sue and Johnny and let's take them with us. And then it's almost like from that point that we first see them to the next point that we see them, they didn't have any interaction other than him seeing her walk down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like, this is so weird. Like, why would he agree to this? And he hasn't seen him for 10 years.
Right. That's like a I saw you yesterday for lunch kind of question, not like a...
Like they were just waiting by the door like 10 years to be like, he's going to come back and he's going to ask us. We can't go do anything else with our lives. We have to stay here and wait.
We have to be ready to go to space because one day he's going to come back. He's super smart.
Well, it's just like even Ben, when he shows up at the house, he's like, can Johnny and Sue come out to outer space with us? And it's just like, that's so bad. It's just...
Oh, I meant to bring up, so when they were in the class at the very beginning and the professor was talking and Ben Grimm looks over at Reed, was it just me or did Ben look super drunk for that class?
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I mean, y'all never got super wasted and went to a science class.
And the fact that Ben and Reed are in the same science class. Well, not just Ben and Reed. Ben, Reed, and Doom are all in the same science class. Like,
yeah.
I feel like they might be a little bit more advanced than Ben.
Yeah, Reed and Doom in the same science class. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
But Ben, not insulting his intelligence. He's just not the genius of the group.
No.
Maybe he might just be an idiot savant. He just doesn't show it all the time.
He's like, physics, I understand that and nothing else.
Look, bro, homework sucks, but I ace every test.
Homework sucks, but have you ever thought about if you fly really fast and how time stops to be time? Me neither.
No. Yeah, the fact that we had all four Fantastic Four, we had Mole Man adjacent jeweler, Doom guards, and I feel like there's another character in there somewhere, but like they had a whole bunch of characters.
Masters.
Well, yeah, Alicia Masters, thank you. They had a lot of characters in this movie from the comic books, and I almost felt like Namor or Galactus should have showed up at some point.
Well, I kept thinking that Colossus was an analog for Galactus, but was Colossus a thing from the comic book that they were going after?
I don't
Or
think
were they
so.
just traveling in space?
Yeah,
I thought they were trying to siphon the life force off of a very tall, like metallic Russian mutant for a long time. Like when they started talking about it, Colossus is a force. I'm like, hold up, what? He's just like, hello, yes, I am a force to be reckoned with. Please do not touch me. I am very shiny. I would like to stay that way.
No, it's just I don't know. Like, I don't know what you do with this movie. Like, where do you put it? Do you enjoy it? Is it more just because it just never got made that it's a great watch, or it never got released that it's a great watch? Like the CGI for Johnny Storm flaming on, like that's harsh. Like I don't.
So I had to watch the documentary after this because I was just so intrigued with everything about it.
The documentary's good. I watched that.
The guy that did the original CG for that, he's like, oh yeah, I worked on Independence Day, so I know what I'm doing. They found out he was just like some guy standing in the background watching a dude make some CG for Independence Day, and he could not deliver on anything. So they went to some guy, Mr. Film, and he in 3 days delivered that. So
Can't hate
it's
on
much
it.
better than I could do in 3 days. But
Oh, yeah.
it was. I'm still trying to figure out how you punch a laser into space.
The fact that you have to question it and try to comprehend it means you never will. All right.
Oh, if you ask, you should know how much.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Right. If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
That's right.
Oh, dang it!
The equivalent. That's
Yeah.
exactly true.
As a whole, I didn't hate this movie as much as I was dreading watching it.
Well, I'm glad that
Like-
it was a little oasis for you then.
Like, we've been talking about it. I'm like, no, I don't. Every Fantastic Four movie sucks. I'm not saying that this one was a masterpiece by any stretch, but it
Stretch.
was fun. Yeah, it was fun. There were some fun moments involved in the movie, and there were some like the costuming was the most redeeming part of it. I think
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
is the fact that they tried.
Mm-hmm.
Just more than I can say for the coming Fantastic Four movie.
He brought something up that I was gonna talk about, but now I lost it.
Was it the limo driver away with the wavy hand?
No, but that was bad too. Like, I don't know if they've ever made stretchy people like effects look good. I don't think it's ever been good in anything.
I like
So when Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
So when they first got their powers, and Sue had turned invisible and she was falling backwards, and Reed was supposed to be stretchy, you could totally see that shoulder right there. They did not pull that effect off at all.
I love the forced perspective in several of those stretching shots where it's like, all right, we're going to put the camera just over your shoulder and you're going to be grabbing something a lot smaller in this shot. All right.
They did a really good job 'cause I didn't notice.
I was going to bring up was that, like, I know that at conventions people always have bootleg copies of this movie that you can go and buy, like on DVD. I know the version that I watched, it was on YouTube. I don't know if that's where you both watched your version or not. Ian, did you watch the version that I put the link up for?
Yes, that's where I watched the majority of the versions of the movie we watched.
So that version is very blurry.
Yes.
It was very hard to make things out.
I watched on Daily Motion, and it was 360p was the best I could pull off, and it was pretty blurry. So I put it on my phone, and it sharpened it up really quick.
Oh, that's good.
We were.
So I just had it on too big of a screen, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I think the best I was pushing was like 480, and even then it was like, is that a smudge or is that weird diamond that they're after?
Diamonds. It was multiple diamonds, even though it's one giant piece. I thought that would be one diamond.
It's one big diamond that's made up of a lot of little diamonds. Isn't that one diamond?
Yes.
Yeah. But
then you would cut the big
and then make several other ones. Yeah. What's the toy? What's the toy that came out of this movie outside of the Fantastic Four themselves?
Well, obviously, you'd need Doom.
Okay. I mean, I would want Doom's set. Like, that set actually looked kind of cool to me.
Yes. So, I was thinking the laser floor. But
ooh, yeah.
But it's just the stickers. It's just stickers on the floor, so the sewer leprechaun can jump and never touch the actual lasers.
I like that.
Either that or Alicia's house, where all the what were we calling them? The mole men were jumping down in. She has her little sculpture area. Which, by the way, who hires a blind woman to make a memorial for 4 people she's never touched the night of them supposedly dying?
I mean, there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah.
That feels like a proverb question.
I kind of want the Alicia Masters action figure, but with the broken head bust, like as her accessory.
Statue. Oh, my statue.
My statue.
You know, and I also want, if we're doing the Fantastic Four set, I also want not covered in rocks Ben Grimm.
Okay. And then he yells loud enough so that the rocks come back.
Well, he didn't feel loved anymore. So I had a question about that. So when she said she loved him and he felt loved, and all of a sudden his rocks went away, is that something that's from the comic books, or is that just they threw that in for the movie?
I mean, I'm not the most familiar with Fantastic Four comic books, but I'm going to say no.
Okay.
I think it's just, nope, you're made of rocks now.
I mean,
biology says yes.
It is weird that we can never figure out how to change him back, even though he's one of the smartest people in all of Marvel U.
Yeah. That one always bothered me, that everybody else could change back, but he couldn't. But then, as Reed was saying, it's like, oh, you're this because when you feel shy, you want to disappear into the crowd. And then Johnny's a hothead, which they never really explained that very well.
Well, I think it was when he was a little kid and they were playing those video games and he got upset that he lost. That was our only example. I know, it's not good. I'm just saying that's the only example.
That's a stretch.
Yeah.
Hey.
So is that what Reed stretches?
Yeah, for explanations. And I think it was on one of your podcasts that it came to the realization that the Fantastic Four was just an analog for the 4 elements: fire, wind, earth, water. And it was like, for some reason, for 20 years, it never dawned on me. And then if you bring Chinese mythology into it, Doom is also metal, which is another element that they equate into there.
Wait, so is Reed water?
Yes.
Okay, I was like, who's water in this scenario?
Yeah.
What are the 4 elements? Earth, wind, fire, stretching.
Well, I mean, it's hard. You don't want to do a power of water. or form of water, because that's a dumb power.
Hydra Man's crying now because of that.
That was more of the twins.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, Garrett.
But another thing I found out that makes me even more interested in the Fantastic Four was their powers are stronger as they stay together as the first family of Marvel. So I guess when they separate and they're away from each other longer, their powers start to diminish to the point of almost being nothing.
I've never heard that one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a new thing, but that was another thing. I was like, I kind of like that aspect of them having to be a family and always having to stay together, because there really is no reason for them to stay together. It was like, you guys suck. You did this to me, and I don't want to be this. I'm out of here. And they lose their powers, but they want to keep their powers, so they have to come back together to keep staying as strong as they are as a family.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean hijack.
That's okay.
I think that's the plot of the Fast and the Furious franchise.
So you're saying Fast and Furious stole the family powers from Marvel?
Yes.
Yes, at least Vin Diesel's character did.
If you can believe the trivia section of IMDb for this movie, Mark Ruffalo auditioned for the role of Doctor Doom. Patrick Warburton auditioned for the role of Ben Grimm. And Renee O'Connor, who you'll know mostly for being Gabriella from Xena Warrior Princess, auditioned for the role of Sue Storm.
Oh.
Garrett. Go ahead.
Sorry, you were going to ask me?
I was just going to ask you where it is that people can watch that documentary.
I found it on IMDb TV. It's free with ads.
Okay. What were you about to say?
So everybody that had auditioned, obviously they're huge stars. Well, huge stars. Patrick Warburton, we all know from The Tick and other things.
Other things, yeah.
And Mark Ruffalo is obviously the Hulk now, but at that time, what were they doing?
Yeah, I don't even think
they weren't anything.
Well, I guess Patrick Warburton probably would have still been putty at that time from Seinfeld. And Mark Ruffalo, I don't even think he had made 13 going on 30 yet with, what's her name?
That's like
Jennifer.
That's a 2000s movie.
Jennifer Garner. So.
Is it Jennifer Garner?
Yeah. That's the first thing I remember Mark Ruffalo in. I'm sure he did movies before that, but it's the first thing I remember him in. But I would think Renee O'Connor, that would have been around the time that they were making Xena Warrior Princess. So,
yeah.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add about this movie? Either one of you?
This movie makes me excited for the hint drops we've been getting about the potential for the Fantastic Four in the MCU, and I want it. And if John Krasinski's not Reed Richards, I'm gonna be upset.
I mean, there's been a lot of great fan casting for Reed Richards at this point. Like, I know we can't do it because he already played Uncle Aaron, or so the Prowler on Spider-Man: Homecoming, but Donald Glover as Reed Richards
Would be good.
Taika Waititi as Reed Richards would be good, but he's kind of busy directing stuff. There was another person. Who did I say? I said, if you wanted to go really old, that's kind of harsh. If you wanted to go older, Jim Carrey as Reed Richards, I think would be pretty great. If you wanted to go younger, Lakeith Stanfield would be great too.
All right, making sure you said Jim Carrey, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. In my head, I heard Drew Carey. And I was like,
no, that's my Dr. Doom.
I was like, Mitch, I respect you. But what?
I mean, I really feel like John Krasinski's one that a lot of people have been throwing out there, and sure, I'm all for it, but Also, what's the one actor that's really wanting to play the role? Plus, he also really wanted to play. He wants to play one of those Star Wars characters. Indian guy, or I might be being racist there. He might not be Indian, but he was in The Haunting of Bly Manor. He was in iZombie.
Oh, Bro Coley.
Yeah. Yeah, he wants to play. He wants to play something.
You know what? I would be here for that. I like that actually a lot. I hadn't thought of him for the role, but I really like that.
Yeah. So, possibilities. I'm here for all of them.
They're endless.
Garrett, where can people find you online?
Twitch.com/ROTT_48. And I think it's the same on Twitter.
Yep. Ian?
Hi. My name's Ian. If you want to hang out, we can hang out. I'm actually really easy to get a hold of. You can find me on Wednesdays right here on twitch.tv/IanFlux. And if you want to talk to me on Twitter, you can. I'm very easy to get a hold of. And I have nothing going on during my workday. So tweet at me at IanFlux12. And you can find me on Instagram at IanFlux. That is IANFLUX. And on Twitter, IANFLUX, the numbers 1, 2. And don't think you're getting away. Mitch, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Mitchipedia, GEM. GEM stands for Geek Elite Media. The rest of Geek Elite Media is at Geek Elite Media on Twitter, at Geek Elite Media on Instagram, and Facebook.com/Geek Elite Media is our Facebook page. Check out archived episodes of this podcast and other podcasts on our website, geekelitemedia.com. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Geek Elite Media for exclusive material you can only get if you're one of our patrons. And whatever podcatcher you use to listen to us, please rate and review us. It helps spread the word of our network. But until next time, this is Journey into Mystery on the Geek Elite Media Network, saying always remember to
Geek out.
Geek out.
This concludes our broadcast.